This is Unit 15, Reproduction. This video includes Part A, an introduction to reproduction. Reproduction is divided into 4 videos. Part A, this one. Part B, dealing with Mendelian genetics. Part C and D, sexual reproduction in the male, will be in the 3rd video. And the last video is Part E, the female. Under the introduction to reproduction, we'll look at chromosomes, briefly at characteristics, and briefly at cell division. Chromosomes carry genetic information. The information is found in the genes, which are located in the chromosomes. The genetic information determines the characteristics of an organism. The role of reproduction is to pass genetic information from one generation to the next. We can predict the characteristics of the offspring if we know something about the characteristics of the parents. If the parents have blue eyes, the offspring may have blue eyes. To understand this, we need to look at the genetic information. As we said, chromosomes contain genes. Think of genes as the blueprint for the characteristics. With respect to reproduction, organisms have 2 groups of cells. Somatic cells, which are the body cells. These are non-reproductive cells. Most of the cells in the body are somatic cells. The other type are the germ cells. These are involved in reproduction. These are the eggs and sperm, and the cells that develop into eggs and sperm. Let's look at the number of chromosomes in human cells. Somatic cells have 46 chromosomes. The chromosomes exist in 23 pairs. They include 22 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of sex chromosomes. The chromosomes exist in 2 sets, called diploid, or 2N. In this case, a pink set and a blue set. Each set includes 23 chromosomes. The maternal chromosomes are those that come from the mother, for example, the pink ones. Paternal chromosomes are those that come from the father, for example, the blue ones. Germ cells, on the other hand, have 1 set of 23 chromosomes. This is called haploid, or N. A karyotype is a picture of the chromosomes. To help with the concept of sets and pairs, let's look at this figure. There are 4 uppercase and 4 lowercase letters. A set of anything would consist of 1 of each item. How many sets of letters are present? 2. Capital A, B, C, and D, and lowercase a, B, C, and D. How many pairs of letters are present? 4. Capital A, capital B, small b, and so forth. What is reproduction? Reproduction is the creation of new organisms from parent organisms. It's not necessary for individual survival, but it's essential for survival of the species. It's no accident that sex is fun. If it were not, we might run the risk of becoming extinct. There are 2 types of reproduction. Asexual reproduction, which involves 1 parent. It's very, very efficient, but the offspring are identical to the parent. Fusion of 2-cell nuclei is absent. You'll understand what this means in a moment. Examples include mitosis in practically all cells and fission in microorganisms. The other type is sexual reproduction. It requires 2 parents. The parents have differing characteristics. One is the female parent, one is the male parent. It involves fusion of 2-cell nuclei. The 2-cell nuclei that fuse are the eggs and sperm, called the gametes. The eggs and sperm are produced by a process called gametogenesis, literally the creation of gametes. Each gamete contains one set of chromosomes, that is, each gamete is haploid. Fusion of the gametes is fertilization, and the result is a fertilized egg called a zygote. The zygote contains two sets of chromosomes, that is, it's diploid, one from the egg and one from the sperm. Fertilization has doubled the chromosome number. The cells in the offspring and the adult are diploid. At some point during the reproductive cycle, chromosome number must be divided in half. That is, the diploid state must be divided into the haploid state. How does this happen? By a process called meiosis. It's kind of similar to mitosis, but it's different in some important ways. Sexual reproduction creates and maintains variations in the population. You might say, if reproduction, the only role of reproduction was to create offspring, asexual would be much more efficient because sexual is rather complicated. So sexual reproduction has a critical function in maintaining and creating these variations, which are essential for the survival of a population. But that's a different story. Examples of sexual reproduction are most organisms that exist. Meiosis is a specialized type of cell division. It's a major part of gametogenesis, the production of eggs and sperm. Its purpose is to divide the chromosome number in half. It counteracts fertilization, which doubles the chromosome number. Let's take a cell. Here it is, cell number 1. Assume it has 4 chromosomes. For clarity, all the other structures have been left out. The chromosomes are shown as straight lines. Some of them have split into 2 daughter chromosomes, attached to one another by the centromere. A set includes a long one and a short one. A pair of long chromosomes exists and a pair of short chromosomes. The stages of meiosis include 2 divisions. In the first meiotic division, prophase 1 occurs. In metaphase 1, the pairs of chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell. Anaphase 1, they're separated, and in telophase 1, the cell divides in 2. In the second meiotic division, prophase 1 occurs, followed by metaphase, I should have said prophase 2, followed by metaphase 2. In this case, the daughter chromosomes align in the middle of the cell, and in anaphase 2, the daughter chromosomes separate. Telophase 2 results in the separation of the cell. Notice that the result is 4 cells from the single cell that started the process. Also notice that the daughter chromosomes, which originally were attached to one another by the centromere, have separated, and they are complete chromosomes, just like cell number 1 had. This is the end of part A. You're now ready to progress to part B of the reproductive system.